back for part 17 of Pokemon Y. Back in the same town here, we can see this hiker wanted the intriguing stone that we got from Tierno, and in exchange he's going to give us a sunstone. We can be frequently checking the different Pokemon from the new generation to see which ones evolve with which stones, but for now, we'll just hold on to that for future times. And we are off to the next route, but first we have a cutscene. Here's Serena again. Oh ho, he's going to give us HM Surf.
Oh my god.
Which, as usual, is going to be very important for potentially navigating different routes. So let's see who can learn it. We could teach this potentially to either Blastoise or Furfrou. Both of those are physically based Pokemon, but with Blastoise at least we can replace a special water move, such as Bubble. Yes. Surf will also be multi-target, so hopefully there's a complete overlap of what the two moves are used for, with the difference that Surf will let us travel on the water and Bubble will not. And onward we go. So Route 12, Furaz Road. Immediately we see a cut tree. Get Honedge into there. And this is a berry tree, Aspir berries.
Oh crap.
I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to the berries right now, but once we have Fly, we can very easily get back to that route. And the first Pokemon of the route is going to be Slowpoke, which is dreadfully below our Talonflame here, but hopefully it'll survive an Ember, which is not very effective. Yes, absolutely. And Ember is disabled, so we're immediately going to go straight to the Pokeball usage phase.
Artemiis caught a Pokemon!
Alright, and continuing on here, we just caught that Slowpoke. So we're heading right back into, this is Route 10? 12, Route 12. And next we get a Horde of Wingull, an interesting matchup for Talonflame. Horde battles always take a while if we're actually trying to properly defeat all the Pokemon. Razor Wind, an interesting choice. Even though it's a 2-turn move, apparently it will end up hitting all the targets, so let's go ahead and see how this turns out. All these Wingulls trying to use Wing Attack. Oh, and they are going to confuse the Pokemon. Hopefully he can power through that to hit for the second turn. Up, and the power-up on Razor Wind is wasted. We're going to attack all the Wingulls besides that one and try to let the burn take its HP down low while we narrow down the other targets. That is, if we can actually hit through Confusion here, which may not be possible. Talonflame finally pulls off an attack. immediately taking out one of the Wingull. And slightly lowering the targets we have to deal with. Confusion is just not going away here. And we have another Wingull feeling the burn. Another 2 Wingulls, actually. So hopefully now we can snap out of confusion. We'll take out the last unburned Wingull. This way the others will only be able to deal a single damage with wing attack. You always know a battle has gone on too long when you see all 4 moves that the opponent has, I like to think. And we're going to sub out Ember for Flame Charge on Talonflame. It needed a physical move for that. Oh, and it's confused again. Thankfully, we only have one more Wingull to deal with, and then we can catch the last remaining one. That is, if we can pull off this hit. Which may not be a possible thing. There we go. And the Horde is limited to the single remaining Pokemon. We have just enough HP left to survive one more hit. And it has not enough HP to survive one more burn, so it's time to whip out a Pokeball. And capture success. We're going to move Talonflame to the back of the party now that it's been damaged a bit. Bringing up the weaker Honedge this time. Well, this trainer's offering to give us a Lapras just in time to coordinate with the HM Surf that our rival had just given us. So we'll quickly head back to the Pokemon Center. And since we don't have HM Fly yet, we're going to go ahead and deposit the strong Talonflame. Temporarily freeing up space for a new member here. And we'll talk to him again. So for those of you who are still missing on a Lapras, or missing on a water type here, Lapras is a very strong choice. Another horde of Wingull is out, but Onedge has no logical reason to take them on, so we're going to flee. Consistently checking for any stray items here. We do have one swimmer in the bay. Alessandro. Alessandro taking back Quillfish. So we'll power up with Swords Dance. And sending out another new Pokemon, Binacle. Possibly Rock Water. So we'll hit with Shadow Sneak, which is enough to finish it off there. And Quillfish is back, but since we're already powered up, we'll stick around and fight. Opening with Cut. And finishing with Shadow Sneak. As Quillfish barely clings to life. And here we have our first oversea battle. Carefully lower the Pokemon's HP and throw out a Great Ball. So not very much water area to explore on the route, at least not apparently. And here another trainer is down. You see there's some kind of ranch up above. And Tauros is out. Trying to lower the speed with the scary face there, but thankfully Honedge is already a very slow Pokemon, so it's not going to have any effect on the way the battle goes. Ooh, and a critical hit knocks the Pokemon out. Another cut tree showing up here. This time hiding leftovers. Literally, I was just thinking about this item. Leftovers is a good choice for a Pokemon like Honedge, which has to attack on the second turn generally. This way it can get a little bit of passive health recovery. Plus, Honedge was missing an item, so it's an effective choice. And if that's the way to continue with the route in general, we're going to probably want to enter the ranch right away. Another Slowpoke showing up. No need to take this one out particularly. So here we are in the Bas de Mer Ranch. A play on words in French that I'm not going to explain. This person giving us the TM Attract, very useful for Pokemon that don't have a whole lot of status effects they can inflict. It basically means that approximately 40% of any Pokemon you'll be able to render ineffective, which is certainly quite useful. Lots of Skiddo on this ranch. And this one we can actually hop on and ride about. But we cannot take them out of the ranch, so... Oh, at least not that direction. Interesting.
Go up to the right.
Alright, let's try this again. Mount, goddammit. There we go. Oh! So Skiddo can actually hop these different ledges, making accessible a few areas the trainer can't get to by himself.
Your bike can do the same thing.
These are things I missed. Until he's back there with the helpful hints. And here's a Whip Dream. This is another evolution item for the for a fairy type Pokemon that appeared a little bit earlier in the game, similarly to the Satchel item. Anyway, continuing onward with Skiddo. Ledge, ledge, ledge. Hop off to get another item. Shiny Stone. For evolving Togetic into Togekiss and a few other evolutionary lines. Togetic. Oh! And finally, Skiddo can also hop a certain part of the fence there. So this is the area we visited before. And here's a trainer. Also, when you're riding on the back of the Skiddo, you're not going to be facing trainer encounters some of the time. But let's take a break and defeat this Pokemon breeder. Leftovers coming into play, restoring 5 HP on the Honedge, just as we were speaking about before. And Seviper tries to use Screech again. So Honedge is actually going to have gained HP from this fight without losing any, presuming things continue to go the way they are. One more Shadow Sneak and Seviper is out. And next up is Miltank. So we're going to switch out to Furfrou. With its traditional Rock Smash. Miltank trying to use Body Slam. Succeeds in paralyzing Furfrou, but also takes damage itself due to the Rocky Helmet. So we're going to immediately go in and heal the paralysis off of Furfrou this time, rather than waiting around for it to cure itself. And Miltank is going to start trying to use Rollouts. Again, dealing more damage to itself from the Rocky Helmet than to Furfrou, because Furfrou has the ability Thick Fur, which is going to reduce by half all the damage it takes from physical moves. So honestly, a Pokemon like Miltank is not well suited to take it on, as Miltank knocks itself out with the Rocky Helmet effect. Honedge in the lead, raising to level 35. Obtaining a new type of move, Dark-type Night Slash, which also has a high critical hit rate. There we go. And Honedge evolving. What have we got? Into 2 swords. Doublade. Curious. Hopefully keeping the same strong defensive typing of Steel Ghost. And we'll continue on Skiddo. Lots of potentially interesting things to explore on the route. You can only go so far. Here we are. So we'll hop off. Take out one more trainer, potentially a Shorts Boy. And it's looking like a bug-based team, so we're going to switch out for Napoleon. Firing a salvo of fire-type moves.
You really call him Napoleon.
I really did. Delphox, that is.
Is Delphox under 5 foot?
That's a good question. I think it is. Next up, Whirlipede. Once again, Bug Poison. Take high damage from Mystic Fire. Whirlipede absolutely obliterated by Psyshock. Clearly much lower defenses than special defense. And Napoleon becoming the first Pokemon on the team to hit level 40. Last up, Mothim, Generation 4. And once again, we'll burn it with Mystic Fire. Declining the chance to give Blastoise Skull Bash. And no items stuffed back here. Although we did run across a Chatot. Doublade hitting with a cut. Not quite able to knock Chatot out, which is good. And we're going for another Great Ball. Chatter confusing Honed, so we're going to go ahead and switch out. Preferably for something that can deal a little bit less damage to the Pokemon, like the new Lapras. Or just Eevee. Chatter confusing Eevee as well. But Eevee manages to pull off his Swift, which is unfortunately enough to knock Chatot out, so on we go. Zangoose versus Honedge for this battle. Zangoose is immediately withdrawn in favor of Tauros. Attempting to lower Doublade's attack, however, Swords Dance is going to raise it by 2 stages, so it more than cancels out the effect, thankfully. And Leftovers takes effect once again. So now, we'll attack with the new Night Slash for a neutrally effective move. Dealing half of Taurus's HP and damage. Until Tauros decides to go to sleep with rest. And this leads us back to the Zangoose from the original battle, which presumably has far worse defenses than Tauros, so we'll hit it with Night Slash again. And finish it off with Cuts. Surprisingly, Doublade moving before Zangoose. And that's enough to get us to Coumarine City, and looks like we have one last cutscene before we move on here. Or a holocast, rather. From Serena, who is challenging us to yet another battle in front of the gym. Looks like we've got an interesting city coming up here. Alright, I'll cut it for now. We'll start the next video with an interesting Nether rival battle, and that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching.